Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Many faculties and students from computer engineering have joined for this session, and Dr. Mahima ma'am will share her knowledge about the startup and the steps required for the startup. This uh, this session is related to startup and innovation. Ministry of Education and Innovation SAIL. Also, AICT is expecting all higher institutes to conduct these programs in college, and this program is organized online so that all students can attend this program. Right now, your exams are over, and this holidays you can enjoy with these types of sessions also, so that in different types of competitions, in different types of startups, you can think about. So we'll start the session. Rohit, Sakshi is there?
Yes, ma'am. She's ready with
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Shall we start, ma'am?
Yes, Sakshi.
Yes, thank you. Now commencing with our second lecture of Innovative Impact series. Here we have with us Dr. Mahima Singh, who is working as Assistant Professor at Pratibha Institute of Business Management, Pune. She has received her doctorate in philosophy from Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi, Masters in Commerce with specialization in Finance and Law from Delhi University, Masters in Commerce, Business Administration from Pune University. Dr. Mahima Singh have published books on indirect taxation and chapter titled Communication Skills, Challenges and Remedies. She has her paper presentations on the role of FDI at National Conference on Make in India. She has also a paper presentation on consumer behavior in India at a national conference on enabling IT for business strategies and innovative approach for economic growth. Dr. Mahima Singh has chaired the session at ASM International Conference on ongoing research in management and IT. She is also an innovation ambassador. On behalf of AISSMS College of Engineering, Pune, I welcome you to Impact Lecture Series and request you to enlighten us on the topic of business canvas.
Yeah, ma'am, shall I start, Vidya ma'am?
Yes, ma'am,
over to you,
please.
ma'am.
First and
Thank you very
foremost,
much. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, ma'am, in short notice.
it's
Thank you,
my
ma'am.
pleasure, ma'am. Thank you, Sakshi, for such wonderful words. A very good afternoon to you all. First and foremost, I want to thank AISSMS College of Engineering for giving me an opportunity to share my views with you all. Right now, only I came to know from Vidya madam that you all have finished with your exam, so it will be a very difficult task for me because first it's after lunchtime, then second it is your vacation, third it is after the exams, and fourth it's a very lovely atmosphere outside. It's raining, so four very much things which are totally against my side as a speaker, but I will try my level best to make this session highly interesting for you. Okay, and the topic on which I'm going to talk, I should not say talk, but I'm going to interact so that it should be a two-way communication between you and me. Otherwise, it will become more boring. Okay, so I am going to interact with you all on the topic business model canvas. Just give me a minute so that I can share my PPT with you all. I hope you all are able to see my PPT.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see that the topic on which today we are going to interact is business model canvas. And I hope you all like to hear stories. So let's have a whole lot of stories in this particular session, so you people don't fall for sleep and everything. Okay. So let's start with first story. And in this story, we will take a time machine which will take us to the back to the year 1958. And in the year 1958, there was a man named Chester Carlson. His name was Chester Carlson, and he was the research head of a team of people uh, in a company called Helloyd in USA. He invented the first photocopying or Xerox machine at that time, and it was an amazing machine, students, because it was able to Xerox 200 copies on a particular day. Means on any day, on any given day, that particular machine which Mr. Chester has invented can Xerox or photocopy 200 pages, which was a very big deal at that particular time, because all the competitive machines which were there in competition with the Chester's machine was able to photocopy 15 to 20 pages. So you can see the difference. The one is all other machines are photocopying 15 to 20 copy, and it is photocopying 200 things. But in the real life as well as in stories, everything is not very smooth. There is always a twist. कहानी में थोड़ा ट्विस्ट होता है, तो इस कहानी में भी ट्विस्ट है, and the twist is the price of that machine. This particular machine, which was invented by Chester, was 7 to 8 times expensive, having more price than all other ordinary machines of that particular time. So you can imagine it is very difficult to sell a machine. Like if a machine is there for 1,000 and your machine is of 7,000, then nobody is going to buy it. But the company Helloyd wants desperately to have a market for their photocopy machine. So what they have done, so they have tried on their own for marketing of this particular machine, but they were not able to do it. So they hire a consultancy firm, and they told that consultancy firm that please find a market for our product, for our Xerox company. So can anybody of you can tell me what is the answer or what is the research when the consultancy company has done for the Helloyd's photocopy machine? What was the result? Anybody of you can tell me? The result was that the company said that we are not able to find the market for your product. We are very sorry, there your machine is on very expensive side, so we are unable to find any buyers for this particular machine. Okay, so now the company is in a great dilemma what to do. They don't want to lose the market, so what to do? So again, all the top management of the Helloyd company went to the boardroom, and they start having a brainstorming what to do, how to bring this particular machine into the market, because that was an excellent invention, that is Xeroxing 200 pages and they don't want to miss this particular opportunity. So they started brainstorming, coming out with different business models, coming out with the different ideas. Then suddenly they come out with a new business model, and you will be surprised to know that model, which was invented in the year 1958, it's still used in the photocopying or Xerox machine business. What they have done, actually what they have done, they have started leasing out the technology. They were started leasing out the technology. They were having at the rate of $95 per month for 2,000 copies. And you know what type of response they got it for this particular business model? Every company who was in this particular business just jumped down and grabbed the opportunity. Everybody was ready to pay $95 for 2,000 copies a month. And every other copy will charge a nominal cent. And you will be surprised to know that it was not 2,000 copies in a month which the companies were going for it. It was 2,000 copies a day. Imagine the change in the revenue. Imagine see that how much the revenue must have been jumped, or how much revenue it has increased. But it has increased 30 to 40 folds of revenue for Helloyd company. Okay, so this is one of the business model which came out, and you will Okay, so now I will take you to the next story or to the next case, and for that we have to take out our machine time. Okay, machine back, our time machine back, which has taken us to the year 1958. So we will take out our time machine and we will sit on it and again come to the year 1997. I hope, and actually, I should not hope, I'm actually sure that you all must be aware of Larry Page and Sergey Brin. I hope all of you must know both of them. And yes, you all must be knowing that they are the founder of the Google. Okay, and they popularized the first modern day search engine, that is Google. बट देयर स्टोरी इज ऑल्सो नॉट विदाउट अ ट्विस्ट. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता कि किसी की कहानी में ट्विस्ट ना हो. तो इन दोनों की कहानी में भी ट्विस्ट था. Their problem, their concern, their twisting point was how to make the revenue, how to get the money from their service, how to generate the revenue from their product or services. Like in this case, it was service, which is almost free. And after a lot of brainstorming, after a lot of discussion with them, they come out with a new business plan, and that was in the form of paid advertisement, or I can say auctioned advertisement for the place for place in on the Google by the companies or the individual. Means they come out with a very unique business model, that is they are selling the space on the internet so that the companies can put their advertisement on that particular space. Okay, so can you imagine in 1997 somebody coming out with this business model that you should put your advertisement on the internet and you have to pay for it. Okay, so that was the business model the two person who are the founder, Larry and Brin, has come out in the year 1997. Now, if you take both the stories or both the examples, both of Heloid company as well as Google, can you come out with what is the common in both the stories? Anybody wants to tell me what is the common in both the stories, whether it is of a Xerox machine, which is a product, or it is of a Google, which is a service sector? I hope you all must be getting to it. Yes, there was three similarity, and the first was it in both the cases, whether it is a technology in the case of Xerox machine or Google, or the service in the case of Google, both have come out with a new business model. Like Xerox machine has said, or the Heloid has said that they are going to lease out the technology, whereas in the Google they were selling or auctioning the space for the advertisement to the company. So in the both the cases, along with the products or the services, they have come out with the new business model. Okay, they are not looking for the same business model which were working at that particular time, but they were aware that they are not going to survive, they are not going to grow, they are not going to diversify if they are not coming out with the new business model. The second thing is that they have done is that they didn't copy their competitors. What is usually happen in today's world, or in the most of the time, what the people used to do, they just have their product, look here and there, see what their competitors are coming out, make the changes in their product or the services, make a few changes, show it as a new product and launch it into the market. But in the above both the cases, or in the both the stories of Xerox and Heloid and the Google, they have not copied any of their competitors. Actually, I should say that there were no competitors who were there. They were the pioneers in their field. Whether it's a Xerox, they were the companies who were able to bring that technology, which was able to Xerox or photocopy 2,000 pages in a day. Which is the same is for the Google also, because they were the first search engine which is free of cost for the customers. Okay, now the third thing which I want you to see, do you think that they were sure that their business model will succeed? Can you say that they were sure that they were coming out with a new business model and it was quite challenging, it was quite risky, that they have come out with a totally new business model which was not heard at that particular time, both in the year 1958 and in the year 1997? So do you think that they were sure, yes, we are going to be succeed, our business is going to grow many leap and bounds? Do you think they were under this impression? And I know that your answer is also no. But they have gone for an experiment and taken their risk. So from this we can say that whenever we want to launch a new idea, concept, product or service, we have to experiment. We cannot carry out the same line of treatment which is still prevailing. We have to do something out of the box. Then only we will be able to succeed. Then only the business is going to grow. Then only the business is going to diversify. Okay, so that was the two cases. Now again we will take out our time machine, because I know you people are getting bored, your exams are over and you don't want to stick to one place. Okay, so we have already taken out our time machine twice, so let's take one more time so that you can also come out from the era of 1997. Okay, because staying in the past era for a longer period of time, it's not good for health. So let's take out our time machine again, and we will reach and for the last time, and we will come to the present day, that is 12th July 2022. And this time I'm not going to tell you any story, but we are going to take a case study. And this case study, I hope you all must be aware about it. That is of Amrit Tulya. This is the rainy season and everybody wants to enjoy a cup of tea, a hot tea. So let's have an example of Amrit Tulya. By saying that everybody should enjoy a cup of hot sizzling tea. So you must be now relate those who are not aware with Amrit Tulya, that it is all about the tea. So this particular business was started by two brothers, Yavle brothers, in our own Pune district. And you will be surprised to know that they are having more than 100 branches of Amrit Tulya in Maharashtra. And their monthly revenue is more than 20 lakhs. Okay, just imagine a cup of tea producing 20 lakhs of rupees per month, more than 20 lakhs of rupees per month, and more than 100 branches in Maharashtra. And started by only two brothers, Yavle. There is no huge amount of capital, no big companies, nothing like that. Okay, but it is a business model. Okay, now if I give you a simple task, a very simple task, that you have to make a presentation of the business model of Amrit Tulya. You don't have to do anything. You have to just present the business model of Amrit Tulya. And for your information, I tell you that the Amrit Tulya has used the franchisee model. Means they have given the franchisee to the people who are interested, who have paid their franchisee fees. And on this particular model, they have started the Amrit Tulya. Okay, so if I just give you a simple task that you have to present, you have to give the presentation, like right now I'm giving a presentation on business model canvas, BMC. Same way I tell you to give the presentation to give the presentation of Amrit Tulya, then how you are going to present it? There are various options in front of you. Let's say you want to present in the form of PPT like I'm doing, or in the form of Word. It will be a huge number of pages of that particular model will be in the Word format, or you want to present in the form of diagram, or in the form of flowchart, or something very unique, or you can say, madam, I want to go for something very unique like canvas. But before moving towards a business model, or before discussing the business model, let's have the dissection of all these words. All these words means business, model, and canvas. You all must have read the meaning, the jargons, the long definitions of business. But for me, the business simply means exchange of value. What does it mean? You can simply see that I have shown a picture of handshake for the business. So for me, in very simple, business means handshake, and handshake between the customer and the business. And why they are handshaking? For a value. Like I give you an example. Let's say there is a service sector. For the example, take the case of Jio. And Jio is providing the value in the form of 4G or 5G, and to its customer, because the customer wants it. Please remember, the value will be high, or value the product or the services will be having some value only when it is required by the customer. Means that particular product, service, or the concept is required if there is a need, there is a desire, or it is solving the problem of the customer, then that particular product or services is going to have a value. So let's say 4G or 5G is having a value. and the customer wants it. And if the customer wants it, then it is also willing to pay for that particular value. It is also going to pay, or it is also going to give the value. It is taking the value in the form of 4G and 5G, and it is also giving the value in the form of rupee. So it is a handshake between two, that is 4G or 5G, and the money. One way 4G or 5G is going from the company and the customer is paying the money. So it is the exchange of value. And you should be very clear that this exchange of value is only possible when the industry, when the company is going to produce the idea, concept, product or service which is of the value to the customer. Means it is satisfying the need or the wants or the desires, or it is solving the problem of the customer, then it is going to have some value to it. The second word which comes into the picture is model. Here I am not talking about the modeling business. I know everybody of you wants to see the modeling session and everything, but here we are not going to do any of these things. Here we are going to talk about a model, a model which is very systematic. Like in your school or college, you must have prepared some scientific models like planet system, earth system, or volcano, which is properly showing the phenomena behind it. Okay, which is properly showing the phenomena behind it. And this also happens in the same, that the model shows everything in a very logical, very ordered, or very in a very systematic manner. So that is what is model means. And the last word is canvas. Canvas is nothing but a piece of cloth or a piece of paper on which a business on which an individual can put all its imagination, ideas, concepts, everything on that piece of paper. So in totality, we can say that business model canvas is something which is visual platform. Why it is visual? Because it is presented in the canvas. It is not presented on the Word, it is not presented on the Excel, but it is presented on the canvas. So it's a visual platform in which a detailed descriptions, challenges, design, ideas, concepts of new business model as well as the old business model which is still in existence are shown. So it can be, so in the other word, to understand, you can say that the business model canvas is exchange of values created on is exchange of values between a business and a customer, between business and customers, either in the form of product, service, concept, ideas on a piece of paper in a systematic, orderly and logical manner. And this BMC, that is business model canvas, can be prepared for a large company as well as for a new startup which is having 1 or 2 employees. Okay, and this particular phenomena of business model canvas was given by Alexander Osterwalder. Yeah, please remember the name. The name is Alexander Osterwalder, who has given the concept of business model canvas. Before moving towards the discussions, let's have some ground rules which we have to follow while preparing the business model canvas. Means these rules have to be kept in mind while preparing the canvas for our new ideas or plans or concepts. Okay, so first and foremost thing is that you are not supposed to write directly on the canvas. And the question is why it is not allowed. See, you have already seen that the canvas is nothing but a piece of paper or a cloth, and it is very small and it's not very big. So if you want to make some changes, you have to either delete it, cut it, rub it, and it will make it very dirty or smudgy. So it is always better to use sticky notes in which you can write your plan, in which you can write your customer segmentation or cost or revenues, and put it and stick it on that particular block on which that particular segment is there. Like if you want to have the details about the customer segmentation, write the details on this sticky note and put it on the block of the customer segmentation. Okay, so that is what is the first rule says about. The second rule, before going to the second rule, just imagine a situation where the board of directors or the management team is sitting on a board meeting or in a conference hall or in their boardrooms, okay? And they are deciding and they are having a discussion on a new plan or concept, or they are having a picture in which they have to solve some problem. Can you think what will be going in in that particular boardroom? I hope you have got the right picture in your mind that everybody is talking about themselves. Means somebody is talking in north, somebody is talking in south. Means everybody is giving just their own views. They are not coming to the focal point. They are not hitting the bull. Okay, they are just beating around the bushes. They are just talking about blah blah blah. So it should not be there. In a business model canvas, everybody should be stick to one point. That is the focus, that there should be the objective on the particular objective they are going to talk about. There should not be any loose talk. Now moving towards the third rule, that is start with any building block. Actually, in business model canvas, there are 9 segments, which we are going to talk in detail after 4 to 5 slides. Then you will be able to understand it much better. But it means that there are segments like customer segment, cost segment, revenue segment, key activities. So you can, it is not that if the customer segment is number 1, so you have to start from the number 1 itself. No, there is no hard and fast rule from where you have to start. You can start from any of the segments as per your plan or as per your as per your concepts. Okay, so it is not the, so whatever is obvious for you, whatever you want to do, so you can do it from there. Okay, then the rule number 4 says that in that particular canvas, you don't have to write the details. Like in the customer segment, there you have to provide the different categories of customer. So you can put the customers on the basis of the demography or the on the basis of their age or the female or male on according to the gender or according to their attributes like they are very much spendthrift or they are too misers. On the basis of that, you have to just put the segmentation of different types of customer. You don't have to write the background of each and every category of the student. So it means that you don't have to write the story. You just have to concentrate on the major or the main points of that particular segment itself. Okay, so that is what it is required. Rule 5 says that bullet point has to be avoided. Now comes the rule 6, which says that be precise for every building block. So you don't have to write the whole subjective answers, 4 pages of every segment. No, you have to just write the, like in the cost section, you have to just mention the major cost areas. It can be the physical form, it can be the, let's say human resources can be very expensive, or the physical resources are very expensive, or for the particular company, let's say Google, technology is very expensive. So you have to just mention the names from which are your major expenses. Okay. Rule number 7 is again very interesting. You see here it is written, separate different ideas or stories into different canvas. It means like right now in front of me there is a bottle, and looking at the bottle I get the idea that okay, I want to have a bottle made up of clay and I will sell it into the market. And then I have to make a one canvas of this thing on the basis of the clay bottle. Then I again have an idea that I will make a bottle out of the waste or out of the e-waste from the plants. This is the second idea. So I should be putting it on the second canvas. So rule 7 says that different ideas or different concepts or different products should be written or should be given in detail in different canvas, so that there should not be any confusion, there should not be any conflict, there should not be any contradict, okay, of each other. Now comes to the last rule, that is rule number 8, and it is little bit in contradict to the rule number 7. It says that still you want to have your product, 2 or more product onto the same canvas so that you can compare it. Then you should use different colors for the colors so that you can identify that. Like the same excuse me, like the same above example, we can take that if one bottle is of clay, then you can have brown colors for it. And the other bottle, which is of waste, e-waste from the plants, you can have purple or a green color for it. Okay, you can have either the color coding or you can have a different feature, different patterns for it. Okay, so that is what is the rule. And all these 8 rules have to be followed while preparing the business model canvas. Now I will show you that how the business model canvas look. See, it's a 9. There are 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3 are vertical big blocks, and 4 are the small blocks, and 2 are the horizontal blocks. So there are total 9 blocks under the business model canvas, and you can see all these are very simple. Okay, nothing very scientific or anything is there. It's a very basic thing. And on this, and in this 9 blocks is you have to fill these 9 things. These are the 9 building blocks which makes the business model canvas. These are customer segments, value proposition, channels, customer relationship, revenue streams, key resources, key activities, key partnership, and cost structure. You can see that these one is customer segmentation, value proposition, channels, customer relationship, and revenue. These 5 forms the value creation, and it is also known as front stage. These 5 items together, these 5 building blocks, or these 5 building blocks makes the front stage or the value creation. And the other 4, that is resources, key activities, key partners, and cost, are the backstage, or they are also known as execution. So one by one, we are going to explain each one of them. So first and foremost, we are going to deal with the customer segmentation. Yes. So customers, you all know that the customers are the heart for any of the businesses. No, if a company wants to survive, or if a company wants to grow or grow and earn a good amount of money, then it should be having a sufficient number of customers for its product or a service. If a company is not having a sufficient number of customers, then it cannot survive for a longer period of time, even if it is a very big company. Okay, and to make the customer satisfy, you have to make them in group, so that according to the group, according to the segmentation, you can target the product or services to that particular segment itself. Okay, and in this particular customer segmentation, you can group, or you can make blocks of the customers on the various categories mode. uh, on the various categories, like you can do it on the basis of distribution channel, or like they are selling it, they are purchasing it from the e-commerce or from the brick and mortar, or you can make a segmentation on the basis of common needs, or on the basis of demography, on the basis of age group, or on the basis of their education level, or the types of attributes they are having. Okay, so on the various factors, you can segment, you can make the group of the customer and you can target them accordingly. Okay, here I have made a few types of customer segments in front of you. Mass market means the product is going to have a number of customers, means it is not targeting a particular class of customers, but a huge number of customers. Okay, uh, so that is the case. Okay, that is that like telephone, like mobile phone, it is having the mass market. Everybody is under everybody is requiring the mobile phones. Second is the niche market, like Gucci is the market which is for the high income group people. So you have to make a product which will be so sellable in that particular segment of the customer. Next is segmented. You can do it segment on the various bases. And the last, which I have written here, is multi-sided platform. What do you mean by multi-sided? Multi-sided platform means when the company get 2 or more distinct customers on the same platform. Let me give you an example, like the sellers and the dealers, both are there on the Amazon platform. So they are the different class of the customers, and they are on the same platform, that is Amazon. Then it is known as multi-sided platform. Okay, so and this particular customer segment give the questions, give the answers to the question like who are the most important customers, most important clients or users for whom we are creating value, means for whom the company is creating the value is in the form of goods, services or ideas. Here I am showing you the two examples which I will carry forward. That is, one is the Facebook. So in the Facebook, there are two target customers. One is the internet users like you and me, and second is the companies or the individuals who put their ads on it. Okay. A second example which I have taken, it's of a Fitbit. It is of a product. Facebook is of services and Fitbit of a product, so that you can have a variety of examples. So I have taken the two different segments. Fitbit, you all know that it is a watch which shows all the details, like it has three segments of the customer. One is weight and health conscious, means those are very much health conscious people. They want to know how much calories they have burned, how much steps they have walked, what is their BMI, what is their pulse rate. Second is the middle and high income individuals, because in the starting Fitbit was at the higher premium. And third, the Fitbit is having number of apps in it. So so the people who are comfortable in using different apps, those who are comfortable in using technology, they are targeted. Now we will be moving towards the next segment, that is value proportion. In this particular, you can see this is the value proportion. So we are moving towards the value proportion. In the value proportion is another very important thing, and it is the only reason why customers move from one company's product or services to the other company's product or services. It only solves a customer's problem, like in the corona time the customers were having a problem of getting the goods or groceries at their places. So the DMart came into their rescue. DMart has solved this particular problem by providing all the groceries at their doorsteps. And like in the societies, in the buildings, they have come out with all their trucks, and from that trucks they can the customers can choose and select the items and get it built there itself. So they have created the values, they have solved the problem of the customers, or they should be able to satisfy the needs. Like right now the customer wants that their all the application or all the things which a computer or which a laptop do, most of the things should be able to do it on their phones. So if the companies are able to provide these type of smartphones, then it will be creating a value proportion for their customer. So in the other words, it can be said that it is a bundle of benefits which a company offers to its customer, like iPhone. Okay, so some value proportion can be unique, like delivery of goods through drones. It's unique, or something, or some may be existing but it has come out with a new feature like Unzo, or the home delivery is already there, but Unzo has come out with a new concept that you will be getting the delivery at your place within 10 to 15 minutes. So that is what is known as value proportion. And actually value proportion tells us that what the company is deriving or delivering to its customer, which customer problem it is solving, which customer need is being satisfied through the company's product or services, which bundle, means which bundle or which group of products or services they are going to provide, are going to be provided to the customer, or why customers should buy their product. Okay, so that is what is value proportion is. And now we will again look at the Facebook. See, in value proportion, the Facebook provides connection with the friends or acquaintance. Like if I and my friend is sitting at other place, I'm sitting in Pune and she is sitting at Delhi, then also we can connect with each other, we can talk with each other. Okay, so that is the value they have created. And second is they have provided the space to the companies to show their ads to the targeted audience. And same is with the Fitbit also. In the Fitbit, they have come out, they have given the various values, like they have given the values of GPS, they have given all the medical details of the person who is wearing it. Then along with the, like if a person is having high BMI, then it will provide the health advice to that particular person. Okay, and it motivates, yes, today you have walked 8,000 steps, tomorrow you can go for it. So these are the value proportions which is given by the Fitbit to its customer. The third is channel. Here it is channel. See, here it is, third number is channel. And now we are going to talk about the next thing, that is channel. So what do you mean by channel? Okay, channel means that how the company is going to communicate with its customers, or how it is going to reach to its customers. Means what are the distribution or the sales channel they are going to use for the delivery of its value proportion, or the delivery of its goods and services to the different segment of the customer. Okay, and it plays a very important role in the customer experience. Okay, here I have given you the physical sales force, physical, both direct and indirect. But in physical sales force means like Patanjali exclusively having its store, having its exclusive stores. That is direct sales force. Indirect means it is having its Patanjali product in DMart, Reliance, or in other bricks and mortar company. So that is what is indirect physical channels. And in virtual, like Fab India is having its own website, or if it is selling its product through Amazon, Flipkart, then it is a indirect virtual. Actually, the channel segmentation or the channel block shows give answers to the question like how the company is going to reach its customer, how the customer is going to get the product or services of the company, how the channels are integrated. Like in the present case only, I have told you that the Patanjali is having their own stores, as well as they are selling it through online also. Okay, is also selling through online. So that is what is the integration of the physical as well as the virtual channel of distribution. Then which channel is the best for the company, or which combinations of the channel is best for the companies. These are the few questions which are given, which answers are given in this particular segmentation. The same you can see from the Facebook also. See, here is the channel. So you can get the Facebook through Facebook in their own website, or through the App Store. And in the Fitbit section, the channel means from where the customer can get the Fitbit. It can get it from the app stores, it can get it from the sports equipment stores, even it can get it from the watch stores. So these are the few of the things. Now the next segmentation, or the next building block that we are going to talk about, is the customer relationship. That is the fourth one. So here we are going to talk from the get, keep, and grow. It shows that how a company build its relationship with its customer. So the first and foremost, the company has to get the customer. Like when it is launching its product or services, it should make its presence happen. It should be able to create interest, buzz, curiosity among the customers, so that they should come, have a look on their product or services, and should be motivated enough to buy that particular product. Okay, so that particular conversion should be there. Okay, and for that the company has to make their brand awareness. They have to create interest in their product. They have to make the customers understand the value proportion of their product or services. When the company is able to make their value proportion in the eyes of the customer, then only it can convert it into the purchases. Like if a company has launched a new Pepsi or new version of Pepsi, then it has to create a curiosity among the customers that yes, it is something which is going to taste different, it is going to be refreshing, it is value for money. Then the customer is only going to buy it. Okay. Second is once the customer has bought your product, it has tasted, it has been used, then you have to make him or her the loyal customer, loyal brand customers of yours. And this is the most difficult task because there are number of options in front of the customers. Okay, like I would take a case of apparels of West Side. So if I am a loyal customer of the West Side, then the West Side has to make an effort that every time they should come out with a new style, new type of cloth, new style, new cuts, new print, so that I should be motivated enough to be the loyal customer, or I should always look forward towards the West Side sales. Okay, so that is what the company has to do, that it always has to upgrade its products, it always has to come out with a new product, so that the buyer's curiosity or buyers should feel attached to that particular brand. Okay, after you have got the buyer, you have kept that particular segment of buyer, the next thing, the next best thing is to grow. It means you have to increase your sales. So what you have to do, you have to, like if I'm having 10,000 customers, then I have to look for 12,000 customers. And it has to be done by upgrading. It has to be done by building the relationship. It can be done by through the referrals, that nowadays you see that lot of referrals are there, that people are that if you give a reference of our product or our services to some other user, then you will get discount. So these type of techniques, or excuse me, this type of tactics are used commonly in the business. Now we will see the Facebook customer relationship. They have started with the universities. They are targeting the university students, young students, and by this they have got started to it. Now the next is they are keeping high switching cost. If you are moving from Facebook to something, you have to make a high switching cost, and they are growing by the word of mouth, by their own existing customers. They have provided such an excellent facility that their existing customers are telling good about them. And in the Fitbit case, the product was initially launched, and to get its customer, it has given the free app trial. It has given the free app trial. And once the customer got hooked to it, to maintain their customership, they have given them various facilities like 1 year warranty, 45 days return policy. And again, the growth is possible through word of mouth. See, in today's time, it is very easy to find out it is easy to find out the strength and weakness of any product and services. So every time a company has to be very cautious that their product should be in the positive picture of the customers, because today is the world of is the era of the social networking or the internet. So if a company is not giving a right product, or it is not the value of money, everybody is on the face or is on the social media. So it is very easy to destroy the goodwill of a company. So nowadays the company has to be very serious about the quality, quantity, price, and everything. Then only they are going to grow through the word of mouth. Next, the fifth one is, I will show where the fifth one stays in this particular segment, that is revenue stream. And these five only creates the value creation. So now we will be moving towards the revenue stream. You all know that if the customer is the king of the is the king, or if the customer is the heart of a business, then revenue is the artery. ओके अगर जो आपका ये है जो कस्टमर है वो अगर दिल है, तो ये आपकी धड़कन है. अगर रेवेन्यू क्या है, फिर धड़कन है. बिकॉज यू नो दैट नो बिजनेस कैन सर्वाइव विदाउट गेटिंग द इनफ मनी, because money is the most important thing for the survival. So a company should ask itself that what they should do, that how they should increase the value proportion, that the customer is ready to pay for it, that the customer is ready to pay more for it. Okay, so always remember that the revenue is very important, and because of this only the business is going to exist, business is going to grow. And this revenue thing can be divided into two types. One is transaction revenues and other is the recurring revenues. What is transaction revenue? Transaction revenue is nothing but you are making a one-time payment. Like I have bought a mobile phone and I have made the full payment at that time only. That is known as transaction revenue or one-time payment. Okay, like I have purchased one umbrella, paid on that particular time, it is done. That is transaction revenues or the one-time revenue. Other one is recurring revenue. Recurring revenue means every time I have to pay for it, like subscription of Netflix or Amazon Prime. So in that, what I have to do, I have to do either I can go for a monthly subscription or quarterly or half yearly or yearly. So every time I have to make the payment. So that is known as recurring recurring revenues or recurring expenses. So a company can generate revenue either by having a new or innovative product or the services. Brokerage fees means you must have seen that at the time of taking a house on rent, or if we are purchasing or selling a house, if we are doing it through a broker, we have to pay the brokerage fees. Then subscription fees, I have already told you. Then usage fees means you have taken something on rent and for that you are paying the rental value. Advertising and licensing, you all must be knowing. So actually the revenue streams give the answer to the question how much the customers are willing to pay for my services. If I'm giving them some new unique services, are they ready to pay for me? If I'm giving them delivery in 10 minutes, are they willing to pay me extra in comparison if I give the delivery in 30 minutes? Or how they are currently paying? How would they prefer to pay, whether by the cash method or the credit method or by the one-time method or by the recurring method? So revenue streams help you to answer all these questions, because all these questions will help you in taking the decisions. Okay. So this is the Facebook revenue is free user accounts. We have already talked about the ad revenues and plus 1,000 impressive ad revenues. In Fitbit sections, the sale of Fitbit, different models of Fitbit, then subscription of the Fitbit, then the accessories extra which can also be bought from the Fitbit shops or on the from the Fitbit apps. And all these five will form the all these five, you can see from here that all these five will form the value creation or the front stage. Now we will be moving toward the backstage or the execution part. And in the execution part, the first one is key resources. Key resources are nothing, but this particular segment describe what are the most important assets for a company or what are the most important assets for a business model to work to get its success. So every business will be requiring a different set of key resources by which they will help to create value proposition, to help to reach to the customers, to earn the revenue, to diversify, to grow. Okay, so different business needs a different type of key resources. Like if a company is into the manufacturing of microchip, then it will requires a capital intensive production. Whereas if the company is in the design of the microchip, then it will be requiring a good human resources. To understand, the chip is there, the microchip is there, one is in the designing, then the designer are required, and designer means a good human resource, where that will become the key resources. Whereas in the manufacturing of the same microchip, it requires capital intensive technology. So it requires technology as well as the money. So that is what is the key resources. And in this key resources, it gives the answers to the question like who are the key resources for the distribution channel, for the customer relationship, for value proportion. And here you can see that the common key resources are physical, office spaces and supplies, like where the company is before the corona, office spaces are required for IT companies. But now after the corona, office spaces are not required. Then it can be intellectual, the company is having a patent, copyright, trademark, then human, like in microchip design or in a research and design company, human resources are the major key resources. Okay, so that is what is it. And for the Facebook, you all know that it is a software technology driven company. So for it, the key resource is the software technology, the data, the Facebook brand, That is their key resources. Whereas in the case of Fitbit, it will be related to the technology. It is related to engineers. It is related to patent. Why? Because you all know Fitbit is based on the mechanics. It is based on the engineering. It is based on the machines. And this particular technology should not be copied by somebody else. So it has to be patented. Now the next is key activities. Look at here. Here it is the key activities. Okay, on the 7th, it is having the key activities. Okay, so these are the key activities for the company. So key activities also differentiate from company to company. Okay, and and this key activities means these are the necessary activities. These are the necessary things the company has to do so that their business model can work, can be successful. Okay, and I have already told you that for a production company, the key activities will be different, whereas for the technological company, software company, the key activities will be different. Like for a Microsoft, key activity will be software development, whereas for consultancy company like BCG or the McKinsey, the solving of the problem is the key activity. Whereas for the Reliance Oil and Petroleum, extraction of oil is important, is the key activity. So you can see that for manufacturing, it is something different. For the technological company, for the software company, it is something different. The consultancy, it is different. Okay, so that this is what. So actually this gives the answer to the question that what is required so that you can do the better, you can do the best. Okay, so these are the some of the key activities. Either it can be the production, it can be marketing, it can be sales, it can be platform or network management. So here comes the Facebook. So here in the Facebook, you can see platform development. Every time you have to come out with the new platform and data center operations management. You people can understand it much better than me because you are a software student, that how the platform are developed for the Facebook or how their data center operates. Okay, and in the Fitbit case, the key activities are production of hardware and research and development, because every time they have to come out with the new production, new hardware, new product, so that they can upgrade it, they can target the new customer. So you can see that one segment is related to the other. Like in key activity, they are going to have impact on the cost, they are going to have an impact on the revenue stream, they are going to have an impact on the customer relationship. Like if they are going to have a new production of hardware, then naturally it is going to increase the cost. Why? Because you are going to do, first you are going to do the research and development, you are going to do the various permutation and combinations of the materials. Okay, so it is going to increase the cost, but it is going to have a better customer relationship. You can have a new segment of the population as your customer, and that will increase to your revenue also. So you can see that one segment is interrelated to various others, and how you are going to distribute this particular new product, it is through the channels. So you can see that one segment is related to the various so many building blocks of the business model campus. Now we are moving toward the key partners. You can see that here it is the key partner and here is the cost. So now we are going to talk about the key partners. Okay. So here are the key partners. Key partners means it take care of the network of suppliers and the partners that make the business model work. It means you are having a number of people to help you, but they are not your employees. They are your suppliers, they are your partners, can be your consultant. Okay, and through which the company is going to make the alliances, or by which the company is going to make the optimize their resources, or they can optimize their business, or they can reduce the risk, or they can achieve the economies of scale. Like a simple example for that is that Amazon is having number of partners in the form of the courier companies, because it has to make a huge delivery of its product to the people who are staying at the different geographical area. So it is having a tie-up with number of courier companies. So courier companies they become the its partner. They are their alliances. It has made the alliances with the courier company. Or in Amazon, there are a number of suppliers who are putting their products on the Amazon website for the sale. So they are the key partners, because without them, it won't be able for the Facebook to survive. So it can have the partners or the alliances helps in the economies of scale. It also helps in the reduction of risk or uncertainty. Why? Because you are having someone to distribute the risk. There is someone who is going to distribute your risk. Okay, or sometimes it happens that you are not having that particular technology or the resources, like Maruti and Suzuki, like Hero and Honda. So what is they have become the alliances, because somebody was having the having the supplies and somebody was having the technology. So both of them have shake their hand and they have become the partners, and they have come out with the brilliant product. So the key partners give the answers to the question like who will help you to deliver your goods or services to the customers. Like this thing, like restaurants are having key partners in the form of Zomato or Swiggy for the delivery of their product to the customers. And then who are your key suppliers? For in the case of the suppliers only, the vegetable vendors from whom they are taking their supplies, or they are taking it directly from the farmers, then they become their key suppliers. So in the Facebook case, their key partners are the content partners, that is game developers, means the content which are coming into the Facebook regularly, because it is very necessary for the Facebook to upgrade itself on the regular basis. Otherwise, it will become out of the site. People, it will not have anything new to it. So the customers are not going to use it, or customer will change their platform. And for the Fitbit, there are three partners, that is Walgreen for balancing the rewards. For the employee wellness, they are having pre-ventures and apps compatible Fitbit software. So these are all their key partners which help the Fitbit to grow, to prosper. Now we are moving toward the last segment, that is the cost structure. And cost structure, this particular segment take into consideration the cost, which is very important for the business model. Why? Because if the costing of the product or the services is on the higher side, then it will not generate the enough revenue for the business. So if the revenue is not more, if the cost is more, then it will be a disaster for the company. Then the company have to shut down. Okay, so it has to see that they are creating or delivering the values, maintaining the customer relationship, and generating revenue which covers all these costs. Okay, some models of some business models are based on the low cost driven, means they are based on the more cost driven, like no frills airlines. So what are these no frill airlines? Means they are not having any luxury, like they are not providing any snacks on the boarding. They in that particular flight, you are having like you have to take care of the cleanliness while getting up, or while deboarding the plane. You have to carry all your waste or all your trash with yourself. Okay, so these are no frills airlines, and they just try to cut the cost. Okay, so this particular cost structure segment give the answers to the question like which are the most important cost, which are the key resources which can be most expensive. Like in the airlines case, it can be the airlines, or it can be the fuel or the salary of the staff, and among all the activities, which are the most important one. So that is what is the cost structure take place. Now I will give you example of Facebook only. See, in the Facebook, the cost structure is software and technology development, and the labor cost means the human resources, means they are highly charged, they are highly paid. And in the Fitbit case, it is a production of good. So production, then it required a distribution, marketing has to be done, the brand has to be created, the customer should get the goods at the time when it is required, research and development has to be done. And please remember that each segment does not work in isolation. There are 9 segments. It does not mean that all the 9 segments work on its own. It means they are totally interrelated to each other. Like like on the basis of the segmentation, they are going to sorry, They are going to identify the value proportion, means for which class of individual, like in middle class, which how much costing of material they want, then what how they are going to have how they are going to keep the customers, like customer relationship, how what should be the pricing of the product, so that all the key resources or the key cost should be covered, and the costing should be such that the revenue should be more than the cost. So you can see that all the segments are interrelated to each other. Now we are coming to the last, and that is the advantages of BMC, that is business model canvas. And I hope that now it does not require much of explanation, because you must have got the idea that how it is beneficial. First one is easy to understand. You have seen that the business model canvas is made on a piece of paper or on a single sheet. So it is not, and it is not covered with the subjective information. Only the objective information or no loose information is given. It is very focused. So it is very easy to understand. Second, it is flexible. Like it is easy to make changes. Like if you have changed the plan, you have changed the costing, just put out the sticky notes, put the new sticky note. So it is very flexible. It is very focused. As I have told you, it is having only killers, no fillers. Okay, it is very objective, no loose talk, nothing is there. You all know it is customer focused, because it is creating value proposition for the customer's needs or customer wants, or to solve the customer's problem. It shows connection. It means that it does not, all the 9 segments does not work in isolation, but they are interconnected to each other. Then it is easy to communicate. It's a one-page canvas only, so it becomes very easy to understand. This is from my side. Any questions from your side? Please let me know. Any questions from your side? Please let me know. Yes, Shubha. Yes, Shubhankar.
Ma'am, how much it is important to conduct a survey before getting into market?
Into marketing. See, if you don't do a survey, what you won't be getting an idea what is the need, what is the actual want of the customer. So how you are going to launch your product or your services without getting any idea that what the customer want. You are let me give you an example. Like you are producing a bottle which is made up of steel, but nowadays the customers have become very conscious, and they want a bottle not of made up of steel, but made up of like copper. And you are going to produce the this steel bottle. So will it be going to help your business? So survey before the business, and that too you have to be very cautious that to whom you are taking the survey, who are your respondent in the survey. So first and foremost, you have to very much clear who are your target customers on the base of your product or service. Then on the basis of that target customers, you have to take the survey, or you have to get their questionnaire and everything, and collect the information. And on the basis of that information, you are going to produce your product or services. Okay, Shubhankar?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but if there is a company,
Hmm.
okay, there are multiple competitors in market,
Okay.
and there are thousands of competitor, and in that thousands of competitor, you have to stand up between them. So, what should be the strategy for it?
See, Shubhankar, then it also then it becomes more important that you should be very much clear who are your targeted customer. Like, because I think you are talking about a homogeneous product, because for the homogeneous product there are large number of sellers. Okay, and in that you have to make a brand for yourself. So you are not going, though you are going to target the masses, but out of the masses also you have to segment your population, that whether I'm going to segment middle level, I'm going to give a segmentation to the lower level, or my population will be the large level. So on the basis of that, once you have identified your target customers, then you have to create your product or services according to it. Then your chances of survival will become more. Okay.
Ma'am, how to create repeated customers? Means one customer should repeat us more
Yes.
and more time. How to create
Yes.
loyal customers?
Yes, loyalty is only possible when you are providing the good product to the customer. At there should be a proper means value for money. That is why. Like I'm a loyal customer of
Okay, ma'am.
Westside. Why I'm a loyal customer of Westside? I'm giving you my own example because their products are they are providing cost of money. They are value for money. Okay, and every time they come out with a new this thing, and being a loyal customer, they always provide me some preference. That's why. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
welcome. I hope I have given the somewhat satisfaction to your queries.
Ma'am, that template is available online also, no? We can get it from Google also.
Yeah,
Business template.
yes, or otherwise I can give with this all this business canvas model you want.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah,
I
I
want
will give
this.
it to Madam Vidya. Madam, you can take it from her only.
Sure, ma'am. No issues.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome. Any other question? Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in India, maximum population मतलब सिटी में रहती है, बट उससे भी ज्यादा है ना गांव और इधर
कस्बों में।
कस्बों में रहती है, राइट?
Yes,
तो जो गांव और कस्बों के जो लोग हैं, वो अगर मेरे मेन कस्टमर मतलब टारगेटेड कस्टमर्स है, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मेरे को उनकी मेंटेलिटी जान के लेनी पड़ेंगी फॉर दैट प्रोडक्ट, राइट?
yes, yes. And
एंड आफ्टर
Shubhankar,
दैट आई शुड
you will be surprised to know that in rural population the earning capacity is very much high.
या
Okay.
एग्जैक्टली मैम.
They, and if you capture the rural market now, you will not be you will never be in loss. Because in India, the nowadays the population which is living in rural area, they are not uneducated, they are not unaware. They also know everything. Now this internet has made everyone aware about everything. So in rural market also they are using this your Dove shampoo and everything. Though they may not be using the bottles, they may be using the sachets, but still all these brands are there in the villages itself. And if you are targeting the customers in the villages, you just go and find out what actually they want. Nowadays people are buying in the villages the Tata Safari and all this Creta and everything. Okay, so they are having
या
huge
मैम.
potential for this thing, and they are going for the luxury item. So if you can tap the rural market, it can be done.
So,
But
ma'am, thank you for your guidance.
yeah, but before targeting the rural market, just show the area, because in the rural market also it changes from the area to area. Okay, means if in a particular area, maybe like in Maharashtra and Gujarat, the people who are staying in the Maharashtra belt in the rural areas may not be having the same demand as of the Gujarat people. Okay, so you have to do a
Exactly.
survey, you have to check out that what is their means what is their conception, or what are exactly their needs. Okay, so that
Needs
you
changes with area.
area, like in the Maharashtra area, few of the areas they are having a huge problem of water. So if in this particular season, if you can put a tank or something uh, in the ground well, and that can be filled, so after a 1 or 2 year, you will see that your groundwater, that your demand for the tank will be increased. You can put some small holes and put some jali in that, so that the water can be filtered in this particular season, and it is stored huge tanks. And then in the whole of the year they are using they are going to use this water tank water, then your tank will be in the huge demand. So you have to find something little bit innovative according to their need, and this tank will be of no uses in this urban area. So accordingly you have to see to it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am.
Welcome.
Ma'am, this was like small MBA class for me. Yeah, literally, it was full of values and learnings for me.
Thank you,
Thank you,
thank
ma'am.
I hope I have not bored you, because madam has told me your exams are over, you are in a chutti mood, and after lunch having
No,
barish.
ma'am, no. No, ma'am.
Okay,
It
thank
was valuable experience for me. Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Welcome, Bachi, welcome. Any other question? Okay, I think there is no other question. So can I leave? Somebody is there who can guide me what to do next. Shall I leave or what to do? Just a minute, I will give a call to madam and then leave. Okay.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Ma'am, can you wait for a minute? We are.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sure, sir. Sure. I will wait.
Ma'am,
Yes, bache.
ma'am, if I want to communicate with you, then which channel is preferable for you?
Anything, you can take my email, you can take my number also, you can WhatsApp me or you can mail me, anything which is possible for you, whichever suited you. I'm having all my details are with Vidya madam. You can have
Okay,
it
okay,
from
ma'am.
her. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, sure.
So just WhatsApp me or mail me, no issues with it.
Sure, ma'am. No issues.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Any other person is having any other thing want to discuss? It's an open forum now. But I would say that before, you people are engineers, young engineers. I don't know which year you people are from, but you are young engineers and you are having whole lot of sky in front of you. So start having some business plans, start going, because I have met Vidya ma'am and she has told me that your college has got so many patents and everything, and your college has got many prizes on the innovative level. So you people have a very much good background, also sound base. Okay. So just take a full advantage of it.
Yes, ma'am. Basically, I was having my plan. That's why I asked you much more question about that.
Yeah, yeah. I hope I have answered you to your
Yes,
satisfaction.
yes, ma'am.
Any other thing is there? Just ask me.
Yeah, ma'am.
You are from which year?
Ma'am, currently I will be going in final year.
Okay, you will be going in the final. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, yes, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm here for the vote of thanks.
Okay.
On behalf of our college, AISSMS College of Engineering, I thank you for presenting such a valuable and knowledgeable presentation for us. And I'm sure all the students have got a great impact on themselves. And I'll also like to thank our program coordinators, Mr. P.R. Modak sir, Mrs. R. Ma'am, Vidya Patil ma'am, and our principal, Dr. D.S. Bormane. Um, Ma'am, by this, we end today's session.
Okay, sir.
So-
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Thank you all. Uh,
Mm,
okay, sir, I may take your leave now.
sure, sure, ma'am, sure.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Same to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.